Hi guys, hello from P3 Land. I'm just checking in. I know I've been AWOL for, oh gosh, several weeks now. Um, just been out living life and holiday shopping. Although I would like to blog more, because I know I really enjoy your guys' videos when you're on P3 or P4. It does help me, so I probably should blog more. Just been lazy. Anyway, I'm doing pretty good. Today I'm about zero point 0.6 above LIW. I've been anywhere from 3 below LIW to about 4 or 5 above LIW, depending on what I've eaten and what time of the month it is. Um, did have one emotional eating incident where I was off track and ate P4 for a couple of days. Maybe not P4, but just bad eating. I wouldn't call it P4. It wasn't very healthy. It was more emotional. Remember, if some of you on Facebook may remember, I went to the beach a few weeks ago, and on that trip I had a really big fight with a dear friend of mine, and left there feeling really angry and upset, and took me a week or so to process it and before everything was okay. And I spent that week fighting not to emotionally eat. And again, I'm a woman, I started this at over 400 pounds, so when I emotionally eat, I binge. And I was fighting not to binge. And I went before I started HCG, back when I was doing other various diets and then crashing off of them, a binge to me could be a whole large pizza. I mean, really, that was a lot for me. But that's what I could do. And this time I kept it in track pretty much. I was emotionally eating, but it was more like having three square meals a day plus snacks, and that food would include some junk food, some potatoes, some rice, So that's how my emotional eating went down this time. I was still eating out of emotion instead of hunger, so that wasn't good. I do have during that time, one story, and it is food porn, so beware of that. During that time, about 3 or 4 days, I was journaling and talking to my friend and trying to get over the fight and get over my feelings without food. Did pretty good for 3 or 4 days until about 4 days into it. I was just really feeling angry and hurt and wanting to sit and cry and just really not feeling good. And that combined with the fact that I was coming home late from work, I didn't have a P3 meal prepared, I was starving, and I was ticked off and wanting to cry. And I went to a Taco Bell near my apartment complex, and who eats Taco Bell? I don't like it. I don't even like the food, but I was so upset. I'm like, what I was doing, I think I was setting myself up for an old-fashioned binge, which like I used to do a couple of years ago. And when I binge, I don't binge on healthy food, I binge on crap. And Taco Bell to me is crap. So I went through the Taco Bell drive-thru and got a large burrito with cream cheese and whatever, or not cream cheese, sour cream and all the fixings, and a big old Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi. Drove to the drive-thru, got my bag of food, left without looking at it, got home to my apartment complex, and was so mad I was going to eat in the car. I was just going to start eating my burrito in the car. And opened up my bag of food, and it was 7 caramel apple pies, which to me are disgusting. I hate fast food, dessert, those deep fried pies. They're just gross. And so I was so mad. I was like, oh, they gave me the wrong food. How dare they? And I was going to drive back down there and complain. And then I thought, you know what? This is a message from the universe, Heather. You don't need to eat a burrito right now. You're angry, you're upset, you're wanting to kind of, in a way, punish myself. And, I didn't need to punish myself, but when I get really angry or when I'm hurt, I turn things inward. And then I kind of want to punish myself. I don't know if anybody out there who's ever had emotional eating issues has dealt with that. That's what I do. I take all the outward feelings and I turn them in on myself. And kind of beat myself up a little bit. It's complex, but anyway, it's a way not to really deal with the real emotions and the real problems that you may be having in a relationship. Anyway, I thought that was kind of a message from the universe. Don't eat the burrito. Don't eat Taco Bell. So anyway, I thought I had to laugh. I had to stop and laugh. I was upset, but then I had to just stop and laugh at myself. Like, oh, okay. Other than that, I was up a few pounds for a few days. And then I did fine, went to my work Christmas party, and we went to a Vietnamese restaurant where I had a bowl of pho. I didn't really eat the rice noodles in it. I ate about 2 bites, and then I just had the vegetables and a piece of chicken and some broth, all the broth, which was really good. That left me feeling hungry about an hour later because a piece of chicken, little piece of chicken, and veggies and broth don't fill you up. So I did grab about 3. My boss makes these Norwegian sour cream and butter cookies. They're really good. So I had some of those. And again, I was probably up a pound or 2. It was also right before Tom came to visit. And, now I'm 3 days into Tom, and it's 3 days later, and I'm about 0.6 over LIW. Feeling pretty good, back on track. After those cookies, I was able to just jump right in, back on track, which is that it's like one of the unexpected benefits of this HCG. I guess it really does reset your hypothalamus, because even after a carby binge or a carby off-track day or having 3 cookies in one sitting, I don't feel hungry like I used to. I don't just go, usually before an Atkins or Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers or whatever I was doing, I'd have a cookies and I'd say, oh, my day is blown. I'll just have whatever else I want that's bad for me for the rest of the day. And then it would be really hard to get back on track the next day, and it would turn one day of bad eating would turn into 2 weeks of bad eating. I don't do that on HCG. I think part of it is I'm committed to this. This is my last ditch effort to lose weight, so I am really committed. Other than that, it's also I don't get those hunger cravings like I did before. There's something about the HCG that kind of makes me calmer about food, and I'm able to make better choices. So I am happy about that. I will say that's one of the things that I'm really surprised about, but really loving about HCG. Okay, enough of that. I am getting ready to start on P2 in January. I'll probably start about the second week of January, just because it's going to take me a little bit longer to get my money together for HCG. But I'll probably start the 10th or 15th or so of January. And I'll be trucking right along with you guys and look forward to joining you guys on a round. My other question is, I'm debating, I would really, because I still have about 140 pounds to lose, I would like to do a long round and a short round back to back. And I wanted to get any advice from any of you out there, pros or cons, whatever you would like to tell me, I'll gladly listen to. I don't know what my decision will be yet. My own pros and cons, one of the pros is I would like to lose close to 50 or 60 pounds versus 35 or 40 pounds. Since I have so much to lose, if I did a long round and a short round back to back, I think I could get close to halfway to my goal weight. Very close. Maybe about, I almost halfway to my goal weight, which would make me very excited. I started out with, 220 pounds to lose. And it just seems like I have so much to lose, and I just don't want to be this fat anymore, and so I'm just ready to drop it all. That's why I want to do the extended round. The cons I have in my own mind are I don't know how weak I'll get. I don't know how weak I'll get from the lack of all the protein for that long. I don't know. And that's what I'd like to hear from people who have done longer rounds. Maybe it wasn't so bad. Maybe you had some tricks. Maybe you had some high protein days in there to make it through an extended round. I don't know if you could give me advice or tips. And another con is I have trouble with my thyroid. And in June, my thyroid was great. And then now after I've done 2 rounds, my thyroid is not so great. We've had to up my meds. I am feeling better, and also I think P3 helps with my thyroid. I try and eat a really healthy, nutrient-rich diet on P3. But on P2, I think my thyroid function might suffer a little. I also lose gobs of hair. I don't see bald patches, but I lose handfuls of hair every day. Other thing is, as a lot of you know, I get really cold on HCG, which points you back to maybe it's the thyroid that's having issues during P2. That being said, I'm not giving up HCG. I'm just wondering if 7 or 8 weeks on HCG is, or no, 9 weeks on HCG would be beneficial or not beneficial. I don't know. And also my diabetes improves on HCG, so that's a pro for it. And getting 40 to 50, maybe 60 pounds, I don't know. Getting, let's just say 50 to 55 pounds of extra fat off my body would greatly improve my diabetes as well. So pros and cons. But if anybody has any advice, either yay or nay or maybe in between, please let me know. I'll listen to anything anybody has to say. Again, I don't know what my decision will be yet. I might just do a long round and see how I feel in about week 5 and see if I feel well enough to do another 3-week round. But again, I would appreciate any advice. And I think I'm going to close now. I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas for those of you that celebrate. And for those of you that don't, I hope you have a wonderful December too. And Happy New Year, although I hope to vlog before the New Year. Anyway, I hope you guys all have wonderful holiday season, wonderful New Year, and if I don't come back and vlog, I will see you guys when I start P2 in January. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.